Ready, set, action.
The Incredible Years Teacher Training Series is delivered in 6 monthly full-day workshops to groups of 12 to 15 teachers of children ages 3 to 8 years. Trained facilitators lead these collaborative workshops where teachers share their experiences, support one another, problem solve, and practice managing disruptive behavior more effectively.
I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore.
Sure like how HIP is paying attention.
The goal is to create a classroom environment that fosters academic learning, as well as emotional literacy and social competence.
I like the way you're doing it together. Thank you.
The teacher training program was designed to teach teachers classroom management skills. But just as much about classroom management skills as we're trying to train them in how to develop relationships with their students, and particularly with the parents of their students, because we feel that connection between the teachers and the parents is really important.
The Incredible Years Teaching Pyramid serves as the architectural plan for delivering the workshop content. The first 4 layers of the pyramid include teaching tools that should be used liberally, as they form the foundation to successfully scaffold students' learning growth. The base of the pyramid includes tools for building positive relationships with students and parents, such as empathy, play, listening skills, effective communication, and problem solving. The next layer of the pyramid foundation includes proactive teaching tools, such as predictable routines, rules, and redirections, which scaffold students' exploratory behaviors and help them feel safe. As teachers move up the pyramid levels, other teaching tools are also used liberally, such as focused attention, coaching methods, praise, and incentives, structured to strengthen children's social and emotional development and motivate their academic learning. The basic premise of the model is that a positive teacher-student-parent relationship and proactive teaching strategies precedes discipline strategies, so that the teacher is giving far more attention to positive behaviors than negative behaviors.
I think of the teacher pyramid as the roadmap for the whole program, and it's a conceptual framework. The basic premise is you need a solid foundation that's based in relationship and high rates of positive attention and praise and just supportive, strong relationship between teacher and students for any more intensive intervention to be impactful. I think just that simple idea resonates with a lot of teachers, and they really sit there and they're like, you know, I've really not been giving a lot of attention to the relationships, especially to those kids who I'm struggling the most with. And I think it draws out the empathy from teachers about, you know, kids who they're frustrated with because of, you know, ongoing struggle and conflict. But what you've been doing over these last several weeks is building your piggy bank of relationship with kids. And so by spacing the workshops in line with the pyramid, you know, starting with the proactive strategies, the relationship strategies, gives them an opportunity to, in between the trainings, try out the skills in their classroom and see what works, what comes easy to them, and then discover which parts are harder so that they can then bring that back to subsequent workshops and discuss it and maybe do some practices about it and get further feedback about it. Another premise of the pyramid is that these skills and activities have to precede the later skills or consequent skills. So if they're not doing that well, there's no way that the top of the pyramid skills are going to fall into place.
I don't think teachers typically get that type of professional development. I do think the sequencing is very important in that it starts out with a positive relationship building early in the school year when they're still building those relationships with their students, so they can then build the next workshop teaches the next skill, and they can build that on top of it, building their own pyramid within their classroom.
You guys look so happy playing together.
I think it's meeting all their needs in terms of their needs for empathy, for that whole social support piece, which is a major part of the whole group process. And so teachers are connected with each other.
The feedback was always very positive from teachers in terms of their response to the training. The group format, they appreciated in terms of having a cohort of other teachers going through similar challenges and experiences, the chance to process and reflect. I think they all thought that was an important part of what they took away from the trainings.
I think probably even more important to me was the experience of spending 6 days with a group of teachers that became kind of therapeutic, and this incredibly supportive environment and a brainstorming session for helping each other. And I got a lot out of that. It was very collaborative. On the second day of the workshop, and I think the 6th day of the workshop, we focused a lot on this idea of coaching kids versus constantly questioning them. The coaching piece is more of a describing what they're doing and kind of honoring what they're doing. And in describing what they're doing, you are actually teaching them something.
Oh, I like how you just kept going. That was frustrating that those knocked over.
I feel like it helps me to observe better what the kids are doing. It is actually something that can help me assess. And it also just provides this support for the kids where they know that I'm there, they know that I'm attending. They feel paid attention to in a really positive way.
Can I put this in the middle? Yeah.
That's really friendly. You guys are working on this together.
In terms of teacher-parent relationships, that's introduced at the first workshop as well, and it's revisited throughout, even the individual student behavior planning. That's another point in the program where I think a lot of teachers have aha moments about how important parents are, how easy it is to blame parents and to just assume that they're going to be disengaged, but then how impactful it would be to try and re-engage those parents for successful behaviors of students in the classroom. There's some vignettes that we watch about that, and we do some role plays about how to have more positive interactions with parents.
I'm really glad that you took the time to come in here to meet with me.
We would talk about that each time. How would we communicate with the parents about the classroom management strategies we were using?
We do work with our parents, working together and finding strategies that work at the kindergarten and also at home. We showed them examples of praising the behaviour that we do want rather than focusing on the behaviour that we don't want.
And then I think there's another piece, which is sort of recognizing the parents who have been giving these negative messages about their kid and having more empathy for those parents and the importance of giving them positive messages.
I want to see him do really well at school, so I'm glad you came in and we could talk about it today.